Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about how Steph Curry continues to expose Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant just keeps getting exposed year after year, by Steph Curry. You see what Steph Curry's doing this season. Like I said, you see what Steph Curry's done in his career since Kevin Durant left the Golden State Warriors after the 2019 season. Steph Curry has continued to expose LeBron James, expose Kevin Durant. These are supposed to be the three best players of their era, and they are. Those are the three best players of the 2010s, of that era. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. And Steph Curry has exposed these clowns over the last several years. Once again, Steph Curry doing more with less and showing that he doesn't need Kevin Durant to win. He doesn't need a whole bunch of help to win championships like LeBron James does. And that even now this season, all he needed was some guys to be consistent around him so that the Warriors can win some games. And now the Warriors are looking like a formidable team, much better than they did towards the middle of the season when they were struggling there because the guys like Draymond Green, the Andrew Wiggins, some of these other guys are inconsistent. They're not helping Steph Curry. Steph Curry's been a little inconsistent. He's been in and out of the lineup this year. And now the Warriors seem to be back on track. And this exposes someone like a Kevin Durant and a lot of these other guys like LeBron James versus Steph Curry. And like I said, him doing more with less. And I want to thank you guys. That's what we're going to talk about. I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man, has been supporting my channel. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. I am truly humbled, man. Shout out to everybody in the membership, all the true basketball fans, man. Thank you very much, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, when we think about the 2010s era of NBA, we start to think about, guys like LeBron James, right? The Steph Currys, the Kevin Durants, the James Hardens, the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Dwight Howard. Like, these were some of the great players of the 2010s. Right? Some of those guys I mentioned are not playing anymore. Some of those guys are. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, we all know LeBron James, still there. James Harden, still there. Russell Westbrook, still playing. These have been the best players, the top 5 to 10 players over the last 10, 15 seasons, right? I think we can all agree that. And over the last 5 years, we've had a new, era or new, group of players come through. The Nikola Jokic's, the Giannis, the Jason Tatums, the Joel Embiid's, the SGA's, the Luka Doncic's, right? These have been the top players over the last 3 to 4 seasons now. So we get a passing of the torch, so to speak, or changing of the eras. But when we talk about someone like Steph Curry, and I tell you guys, Steph Curry, to me, is the greatest player of his era. I've told you guys, I'm done. There is no argument for me. I'm putting Steph Curry above LeBron James all time. So if I do that, then obviously Steph Curry is the greatest player of his era. And you guys know how I feel about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's not even in this conversation, man. Kevin Durant's nowhere near Steph Curry. He's nowhere near these guys. Once again, I've never thought that Kevin Durant was a top 10 player in NBA's history. Never once in my life did I think this. Kevin Durant, to me, was the most overhyped player after LeBron James, man. He's just overhyped. Overhyped. I never felt that Steph Curry was overhyped. Maybe we felt that Steph Curry was underappreciated. I think we can all agree on that. We touched on Steph Curry in the live yesterday, and AOH brought up that, the NBA never promoted him as the face of the league. And I said, yeah, I agree with him on that. And I said that to me, Steph Curry never seemed that he cared to be the face of the league. He seemed to be comfortable with his status in the NBA. Because he's a popular player, Steph Curry. To me, he's probably the most likable player of his era. Do you like Russell Westbrook more than Steph Curry? Do you like James Harden more than Steph Curry? Do you like Kevin Durant or LeBron James more than Steph Curry? No, I think Steph Curry's got the most likable game, obviously the most likable game or the most watchable game out of any of those guys I mentioned. But also the personality of Steph Curry is much more likable than a dirtbag like Kevin Durant or some weirdo like James Harden. And like I said, a narcissist like LeBron James, some of these other guys. So when I'm noticing on watching with Steph Curry this season, and like I told you, they started off kind of slow, right? Or they started off hot, the Warriors. They were like 10-2 in the beginning of the season, the Warriors. And then they kind of fell back down to earth, and they were mired in mediocrity. They were like a 500 basketball team, right? And they just seemed, they couldn't get on the right track. And I told you, for me, when I looked at the Warriors this year, it had to do with the inconsistencies of the health of some of the players. Like I told you, I don't know how many games Steph Curry missed this year, but I want to say he's missed at least 10 games, maybe more than that. He was in and out of the lineup during this time, which is going to make you inconsistent when your best players in and out of the lineup. Also, you're dealing with a head case like Draymond Green. Draymond Green, we know he goofs up the game. He goofs up the season. He's in and out with the nonsense, right? Suspension here, technical fouls here and there, right? That's just Draymond Green. He's inconsistent. Mr. Triple Single, right? One game he does this, the next game he does that. You never know with Draymond Green. Talking about somebody like Andrew Wiggins, another head case. Andrew Wiggins, this guy's got mental issues, man. He's never prepared. He's never there. He's inconsistent. This man won a championship with these guys. This is who Steph Curry's been playing with over the last several seasons now. So once again, Steph Curry exposing Kevin Durant, the LeBron Jameses, that, he's doing more with less, which is so obvious. And once again, Kevin Durant has done nothing since he left Steph Curry. Meanwhile, Steph Curry has won a championship since Kevin Durant left Golden State, right? Steph Curry has been doing his thing. You think about Steph Curry in the Olympics last year or this past summer that went down. This man was out there putting on a show. Not saying that Kevin Durant was bad in the Olympics, but Steph Curry, to me, was the MVP of that team. He was the best player of the team. He was the guy who saved them when it mattered most. It was Steph Curry, right? Not Kevin Durant, not LeBron James, right? It was Steph Curry who came through. We think about this past All-Star game. It wasn't Kevin Durant that went out there and put on the show. LeBron James load managed. He didn't even show up. It was Steph Curry that came through, right? And represented for the hometown crowd, right? It was in San Francisco. It was in the Bay Area. Steph Curry went out there and captured an MVP, but he went out there and put in the show. Right, he helped. Like I told you, the All-Star game was better, but that wasn't saying much. But it was thank you to Steph Curry, not thank you to LeBron James or to Kevin Durant. Remember, Kevin Durant's blaming us. He's blaming us for the reason why the NBA's gone downhill. Really, he takes no accountability for the All-Star game. He's out here blaming fans and making excuses. This is Kevin Durant. So once again, what Steph Curry's been doing this year, what Steph Curry has done over the last several seasons without Kevin Durant on the team, without really any superstar level players out there, dealing with guys like Klay Thompson who were on and off. Like I said, inconsistent Klay Thompson. This man's been very inconsistent. Now we know he's not on the team anymore, but when he was there, at the end, he was very inconsistent. We talked about Draymond Green, the Wiggins, the Kevon Looney's, right? Gary Payton II, Podimski, or whatever the guy's name is. Like, these are not all-world players. And Steph Curry's making it happen with these guys. So once again, guys like Kuminga. Remember, I've told you guys many times, the greatness of Steph Curry is in the fact that you could bring different kinds of players on the Golden State Warriors since he's been there. Remember, the mainstay is Steph Curry. He ain't gone nowhere. He didn't leave like Kevin Durant. He didn't leave like LeBron James. Steph Curry's on the team that drafted him. Think about all the other guys that I mentioned. Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George. None of those guys are on their original teams. None of them. So Steph Curry, out of all those guys we mentioned, all the superstar, star level players, Steph Curry's the only guy who stayed on his team the whole time. The only guy. So they could bring in the Andrew Bogut's, the Leandro Barbosas, the Harrison Barneses. You could win with a Draymond Green, a Klay Thompson. These guys can develop and have a role playing alongside Steph Curry. That's the greatness of Steph Curry. He's so great. He don't need the ball in his hands. He don't need all these shots. He don't need none of this stuff. He makes the other players around him greater, better. It can have a role. Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson, these guys are borderline Hall of Famers because of Steph Curry. Who is Kevin Durant make a Hall of Famer? He ain't made no one a damn Hall of Famer. Who is LeBron James made a Hall of Famer? Not a damn player. No one. These guys have played with Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame players, but they didn't make no one a Hall of Famer because Kevin Durant ain't that dude. He ain't never been that dude. He's never gonna be that dude. And those are the facts. And that's why I tell you, Steph Curry has exposed Kevin Durant many, many times over the last several years. Since Kevin Durant has left Golden State, he exposed himself. He exposed himself. He's talking about, I'm going to Brooklyn, man. And everyone's, Kevin Durant's going to go to Brooklyn. He's going to bring the Brooklyn Nets to the NBA Finals. He's going to show the Brooklyn Nets. He ain't do a damn thing in Brooklyn. Literally not a damn thing in Brooklyn, man. It was complete nonsense in Brooklyn. You're getting coaches fired. You're arguing with the owners. Kevin Durant's always arguing with somebody. He's a sensitive dude. He's a clown. Kevin Durant is a straight clown, man. Always upset. Always going back and forth with somebody. This man ain't never done nothing. He ain't tough. He's a fake tough guy, Kevin Durant. He really think he tough. You ever see the way he talks to people? He gets in people's faces. Dude, you're a joke, man. You are a joke. I've never seen you throw a punch or push anybody, do anything on the court. You had no energy for Draymond Green, but you want to get in the face of some fans? You want to get in the face of Chris Paul or some guy, what was that guy's name? That guy Spencer something. Cam Spencer the other day. You're a joke, Kevin Durant. I don't respect that clown, man. And Steph Curry has exposed Kevin Durant, exposed LeBron James heavily over the last several years. Like I said, Steph Curry doing more with less. Steph Curry didn't need Anthony Davis. He didn't need all these trades every season. Every year they promote LeBron James needs more help. I never hear them say Steph Curry needs more help. Never hear him say that. But every year we hear, oh, LeBron James needs help. LeBron James needs help. LeBron James needs help. I never hear him say Steph Curry needs help. So who's Steph Curry playing with? Is he playing with Luka Doncic right now? No. He got Jimmy Butler. That's all he needed was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. And all of a sudden now, the Golden State Warriors look like they might be back on track. And like I told you guys, I'm not saying that they were doing this because of Jimmy Butler. This goes to Steph Curry's greatness. You could just bring in someone like a Jimmy Butler, and all of a sudden, they're doing their thing. Because Steph Curry don't need a billion great players to play with him. And like I said, his style of play allows someone like Jimmy Butler to come in seamlessly. It's not like a big deal. What do you hear LeBron James saying? Oh, me and Luka, we're not on the same page yet. We got a new player, so we got to learn the calls. And he's always making an excuse. Do you hear Steph Curry saying, oh, we got a new player, Jimmy Butler here. We're trying to acclimate him into the system. We're trying to get him on the same page so we'll lose some games. No, there's no excuses there for Steph Curry. Steph Curry's the leader of the team. They bring in Jimmy Butler, and things are just going the way they're going because that's Steph Curry's greatness. Once again, you could bring in any kind of player to play with Steph Curry, but it takes a certain kind of player to play with LeBron James. And as we have seen now with Kevin Durant on the Brooklyn Nets and here in the Phoenix Suns, he ain't like Steph Curry. You can't just put Kevin Durant on the team and be like, oh, yeah, you just dropped Kevin Durant there. Everything's going to work out great. Nope, it's not the truth, guys, because if that was the case, then they would have done something in Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns are probably worse with Kevin Durant. Devin Booker's worse with Kevin Durant. Neither one of these guys are improving each other. Neither one of these guys are leaders. Neither one of these guys can do anything else on the court but shoot. You have three shooters in the team. You got Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Three guys that do nothing on a high level but shoot. How are you going to win games in the NBA? How are you going to win a championship with three guys who do nothing, literally nothing else, but shoot the basketball? None of these guys ever played defense at a high level. None of those guys have been known as leaders. None of those guys do anything else except for shoot the ball at a high level. That's it. So how are you going to win games when all three of your guys don't do nothing but shoot? Also, these guys are not durable. They're not tough. They miss a lot of games. How are you going to win games when the guys ain't there and all they do is shoot? They're turnover machines, these guys. We've talked about this. They've been exposed heavily by Steph Curry. Steph Curry out there doing his thing. And I'm not a huge Steph Curry fan. I've knocked Steph Curry on my channel. I've said that Steph Curry's leadership is lacking. Not that he's not a leader, but the leadership is not as great as some of the all-time great leaders. Right? The top guys like the Michael Jordans, the Bill Russells, the Tim Duncans, the Kobe Bryants, the Jerry Wests, we're talking about the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the great leaders in basketball's history. I don't put Steph Curry with those guys. He's a better leader than Kevin Durant, obviously. He's a better leader than LeBron James. But that's the only thing I've had a knock on Steph Curry. And I've said I do not believe Steph Curry is a top 10 player of all time. I do not believe he's the greatest point guard of all time. I don't think that's a knock on Steph Curry. I think those are the facts. Those are the facts. But when you talk about what Steph Curry has accomplished in his career, in this era, versus the other contemporaries of his era, he puts these guys to shame. He's embarrassing them. And this season, over the last month, over the last couple of weeks, since they've acquired Jimmy Butler, these guys have turned it around. That's all it took. Like I said, he didn't need a Luka Doncic or an Anthony Davis. He don't have Bradley Beal and Devin Booker for the last couple of years. He's been doing what he's been doing, playing with guys who have been very inconsistent, mediocre at best. Guys who are head cases, Draymond Greens, these weirdos out here, Andrew Wiggins. Right? And they don't have any, you're playing with Kevon Looney, and that's no knock on him. But is he one of the elite big men? No, he's not. It's Steph Curry, who's always been the guy, the engine of the team. So I told you, when Kevin Durant was there, yeah, he may have been the best player on the team, but he wasn't leading the team. It was Steph Curry leading the team. Kevin Durant was doing what he was doing because he was with Steph Curry. It wasn't the other way around. That's why when you see him not playing with a Russell Westbrook or a Steph Curry, what is Kevin Durant doing? He's doing nothing out there. Pretty much useless out there. And he's pretty useless out there, Kevin Durant. We've all seen what LeBron James has done. He needs all kinds of help. Not like Steph Curry. Steph Curry got the same amount of championships in the same era in less time. With less help. In a tougher conference. I mean, it's laughable what Steph Curry is doing to these guys career-wise. And like I said, in less time. Remember, Steph Curry had the ankle injuries the first couple of years he was in the NBA. Did that derail him? Did that set him back and, make him quit or give up or make any excuses? No. He just kept working on it, and he came back, and he became Steph Curry. So shout out to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. They look like they might be a decent team. Like I said, the West has taken a step back this year. So there are no great teams, You have the Oklahoma City Thunder, to me, they're head and shoulders above everyone else in the West. Are they going to be the team to make it to the finals? I don't know. The playoffs are different, right? Someone like Nikola Jokic is a big-time player. You're going to have to beat him 4 times. That's going to be very difficult, right? You're going to have to beat some of these other guys 4 times. The OKC Thunder are a young team, but there's no excuses for them. So once again, the Golden State Warriors can make noise because you have Steph Curry there. You have Jimmy Butler there. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Jimmy Butler. The dude has become a very soft, sensitive, diva-type dude over the last, 4 or 5 years now. But we can't deny that Jimmy Butler had a reputation that he developed as being a primetime player, a guy that played, bigger when the moments rose. The problem for Jimmy Butler over the last several seasons is his health. Like I said, last year, didn't play a single postseason game last year for the Miami Heat. Missed the entire postseason. So if Jimmy Butler's not going to be there for the Golden State Warriors, that could be a problem. But you see, once again, what playing with Steph Curry does for someone like Jimmy Butler. This is what it does when you play with Steph Curry. When you play with someone like Kevin Durant or LeBron James, you look worse. You get blamed. Like I said, look at Bradley Beal. Look at Devin Booker. They look better playing with Kevin Durant. Does anyone look better playing with Kevin Durant? No, they don't. They don't. Kevin Durant actually looked better playing with Russell Westbrook. But he hasn't looked the same since he left Steph Curry. He looked better playing with Steph Curry. He ain't better. Like I said, Steph Curry's doing his same thing. He don't need Kevin Durant there. He don't need Klay Thompson there. Oh, he needs a little bit of help. But no one ever promotes Steph Curry as needing help. Right? They won't say that. They'll talk about Kevin Durant. They'll talk about LeBron James, this guy, that guy. But Steph Curry's going out there every single season and doing his thing. And like I said, no one's saying Steph Curry's perfect. He's got his faults and his, downfalls and his stumbles and bumbles. Absolutely, man. But not more than Kevin Durant. And definitely not more than LeBron James. What, are you kidding me right now? So once again, shout out to Steph Curry for exposing Kevin Durant and LeBron James over the last several years. And to me, this is when Steph Curry has overtaken those guys as the greatest player of his era. Doing more with less in less time than those clowns. Winning more than he lost. And like we said, Kevin Durant going to the Warriors was a weak move. And I told you, I think that Steph Curry's got to take some heat for that move. But Steph Curry winning that championship in 2022, to me, that was huge for Steph Curry. That was almost like, when Kobe Bryant won those 2 rings without Shaquille O'Neal. Those were huge rings for Kobe Bryant to attain, because he did it without Shaquille O'Neal. And that's really what people were trying to knock him, as if he couldn't win without Shaq. And then he proved he could win. But not only won, he won back-to-backs. And he did it in a very tough conference, going against really great teams. Shaquille O'Neal won 1 championship without Kobe. Kobe won 2 without him. So same thing we think about Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Steph Curry won 2 with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant won 2 with Steph Curry. But Steph Curry was able to win 1 before Kevin Durant and 1 after Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant hasn't sniffed 1 since he left the Golden State Warriors. Not sniffed it. And we all know, like I said, that Kevin Durant and some of these other guys had to go against LeBron James' super team. We get all of that, man. No doubt about it. But Kevin Durant got his true championship. He got his payback, didn't he? Got his payback. No excuses. But once again, you joined the team that beat you. That's why we don't respect that. Steph Curry, man, like I said, he's exposing Kevin Durant every single year. See, Steph Curry's aging better to me than LeBron James and Kevin Durant. People will support or promote LeBron James' longevity and durability all the years he's been playing, but the man's out there playing 50 games, 60 games, not playing a lick of defense. I don't see Steph Curry walking that much on the court like LeBron James does. I don't see Steph Curry standing around blowing on his hands like LeBron James does. Does Steph Curry play great defense? No, he's never a great defender. But at least he gives effort. At least he's present on D. Like I said, he's not walking off the court early on his team. He's not asking for coaches to be traded or fired. He's got the same coach there for all these years. Whether you like Steve Kerr or not, he's still there. He didn't blame Steve Kerr. Draymond Green is still there. Why, we don't know, but he's still there. Still winning games with this clown. Is he crying and moaning? No. Is anyone on ESPN promoting Steph Curry needs more help? I don't ever see this. He just goes to work and does his thing. And like I said, he's able to allow the teammates around him to be successful because of his overall game and the way that he plays the game. So you guys know the deal, man. Steph Curry has embarrassed Kevin Durant and LeBron James, guys, in my opinion, man. He's made them look worse and worse as the years go by. The man just went over 4,000 threes, doing what he does and winning while he does these things. These are the facts. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.